Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines, and indeed this is a live news show for movie fans, where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day, including Knives Out 3, Johnny Depp wants to play Satan, Nicolas Cage retires from movies, say it isn't so, we got a trailer for I.S.S, International Space Station, Jamie Foxx comes out, and has a first big public appearance after his medical scare kind of thing. Margot Robbie talks about her future in the DCU. But we start off today's show, oh yeah, Donald Trump movie, guys. Did you know that there's going to be a Donald Trump movie played by Sebastian Stan? The Winter Soldier is going to be playing Donald Trump. Seriously, what the heck is going on with that? But we start off today's show by talking about Deadpool 3. Dogpool arrives. First official Deadpool 3 image brings together Wade Wilson with Dogpool. Now, guys, this is starting, like, we did the Sabretooth one, we did one of the villains the other day. Like, we kind of knew that some of the background characters would come in, and we knew that there's going to be, like, alternate universes in Deadpool 3, because that's how they're going to bring in a different variant of Wolverine, and there's going to be variants of, well, Deadpool with Dogpool. So, yeah, I guess he's got his own social media now. I was going to make this the thumbnail, but then, you know, Ryan Reynolds is looking very Freddy Krueger-ish. It wasn't very aesthetic. But I know that, you know, some people like the dog, so it's kind of like, well, that's, oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, so I think I put that one on the thumbnail, right? Did Dogpool save the day? Not a chance in a gremlin hell, but she is currently causing the Disney plushie perch department nightmares, coming with the movie Summer 2024, Ryan Reynolds says on his social media, Twitter, or X as it's now called. So, yeah, Dogpool, what do you guys think? Hey, no, it's just shaping up to be a real fun time at the movies. Yeah. I think, hey, you guys, you know it's going to be cheeky. You know it's going to be fun. I just thought I'd pull that story because, yeah, I'm looking forward to Deadpool 3 like most people. And I'm somebody who doesn't really care that much about the spoilers. So it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Bifer says, hey, in live chat. Art Glassway, he says, howdy. Bifer says, chat, I saw Godzilla -1. Awesome. Like, oh, good, Bifer. Good. Yeah, it is really good, right? And then Godzilla -1 opens up in the UK, like, in 10 days, right? Not this weekend, but next weekend. So most people will be able to see it by then and realize that, yes, holy crap, a Godzilla movie deserves to be in the top 10 of the year for sure when we're talking about movies. Hey, yeah, we do a live news show here, guys, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And we're live. So if you'd like to talk in the chat, we have got a good community here for you guys to join along with us. There are my other social media handles that you can follow on the TikTok and Instagram. Sometimes you get a little bit behind the scenes stories there. Just posted one on the Instagram. That's why we were running a little bit late. But anyway, let's continue on with the movie news headlines. Margot Robbie. We got a couple of Margot Robbie headlines. Margot Robbie discusses Barbie 2 potential as Max streaming date confirmed. Yeah, she came out like, what was it, a week ago, and said that she felt like it was pretty much all said and done in the first Barbie movie, so she doesn't really see the need for a second one. We heard that quote, and I'm like, guys, we all know that money talks. Money talks, so, and I'm sure that both her and Ryan Reynolds signed a contract where there was a deal in there, an option for a sequel that would make them pretty much have to come back. But she discusses her possibilities, so Barbie will be on Max December 15th. Okay. Well, it's already out now, isn't it? People have, like, it's already out. What the heck are you talking about? Max streaming date, so it's going to be on Max. It was on VOD really early, wasn't it? Because I've already seen a bunch of reactors react to it. Robbie acknowledged the importance of Barbie's success in the industry, showing the original film with big budgets can achieve box office results without relying on sequels or remakes. Well, that remains to be seen. That's kind of like, sheesh, dicey. Barbie did great. It did. And I was, I had a fun time with it. Okay, so what did she say here? She got another quote. In a recent interview with AP Entertainment, Robbie discussed the film's achievements and the potential for a sequel. Quote, I think we put everything into this one. We didn't build it into a trilogy or something, Robbie said. It was like Greta put everything into this movie, so I can't imagine what could be next. Well, yeah, that's the old quote. Close quote. That was the quote that was like last week. So I want something more substantive if you're going to go with this story, James. Robbie was also stressed the significance of a female-led breaking misconceptions by appealing to a broad audience. Yeah, on the surface, it looked like Barbie was going to be jam-packed with a whole bunch of social commentary, like women power kind of stuff. But when you actually sit down and analyze it, it kind of goes against that narrative. So all the people out, all the haters out there that were up on their platforms saying, oh, this is just a man-hating experience kind of thing, didn't either watch the movie or, just ignored it so they can just continue to ram down the throats of their fans of this kind of hate mongering kind of thing that I don't really participate in. You know that here. I don't give a damn about that stuff. So actually it makes me a little bit angry. Gets me a little bit triggered, if you know. So what else did she say? I'd say the biggest takeaway for me is that the original films can still hit huge box office. It doesn't have to be a sequel or prequel or a remake. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, Barbie and Oppenheimer proved that. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3 did pretty well. That's a sequel. It can be totally original. It can still be big, given the big budget to do that. But it was a recognized IP, though, right, Margot? Barbie was recognized. Mario Bros, the other billion-dollar film, was recognized. Um, but she's recognizing that collective consensus that we all have, that the big budget $200 million blockbusters, that formula that they got us with, that they developed over like 10 years or so in the 2000s of developing the big blockbuster. That formula, it's had its time. It's done and gone, of the superhero getting the powers, getting the suit, defeating a one-off villain, maybe setting up an expanded universe. We're done with that storyline. We're done with that storyline and churning out with the big kind of over the top spectacle battles, CGI battles. We're done with that, right? So she's tapping into that. I think that's what she's talking about. And just because there's a female lead doesn't mean it's going to be a hit on all four quadrants, which is, I think, a misconception that a lot of people still have. So it's really important that Barbie did well. As much as it is nice, it's also really important that it does well, so people can also, in the future, have big original ideas and be given the budget to execute them properly. Yeah. Okay, so that's a little bit more, maybe just a touch bit more. And then Greta Gerwig talked about it. Guys, there's going to be a sequel, no matter what. Guaranteed. But I think she feels like she's done with it, but she won't be. Zack Snyder weighed in with the Barbie stuff too. Remember that joke in there about Zack Snyder's the Snyder cut of Justice League? Like, it was full of that kind of meta stuff that if you're a movie fan, it appeals to us. Like, there was stuff in there for everybody, right? And then Snyder weighs in. What did he say here? One says, it's like I've been in a dream where I was really invested in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Yeah, that was the quote from the movie. So how did Snyder respond? Well, they gave us a heads up, Snyder said, and he said, hey, there's a reference to Justice League in the movie. It's cool and whatever. I hope you guys understand. We think it's awesome. Well, that's good. Snyder, he knows how to play ball. And guys, you've heard me say, the Snyder cut is pretty much the only way that you could pretty much watch the Justice League movie. Because when you watch the Snyder cut, you're like, yeah, it's got some long scenes and stuff like that that could be cut out, but it's just a superior film over that Joss Whedon cut. And continuing on with some Margot Robbie stuff, her future in the DC. Where's this going? Margot Robbie's DC future as Harley Quinn hangs in the balance. Here's what we know. Well, we know that James Gunn really liked working with her in the Suicide Squad. But if they're rebooting the Batman, right? Um, then they're going to have to figure out a way to probably have a new Joker and a new Harley Quinn. James Gunn updates fans on the status of scripts. So apparently, Superman Legacy script was done before this writer strike and everything like that. So it's been done for a while. I think the same case is for Batman, right? He says that he tweaks it every now and then. It's 99.9% done. Well, that's the way scripts are always done. Like even when you get on the set, there'll be like sides that they'll publish that are different from the script because they just tweaked things a little bit, right? And that's usually based on blocking or some working with the actors and stuff like that, just to like flush out certain ideas, right? Talking about the Brave and the Bold script, the rumors claimed about Jensen Ackles was cast as Bruce Wayne. Yeah, that is no, because the script's not even done. So, yeah, James Gunn said there's no script for the Batman yet. It's false about potential rumors of casting for the Brave and the Bold. That's where the Batman's going to have like Damian Wayne as Robin. So that one's not done, which is shocking. You would think if he had the Superman one done, I'm sure it's going to be priority, but if they're rebooting Batman, because she came from Batfleck, right? I really liked her as Harley Quinn. I wanted to see her duel. I wanted to see her through all of the films. I don't know if they can explain some way for her to get in, but like there's still hope because you're going to get Peacemaker season 2. That's still going to be part of the universe somehow. And of course, Amanda Waller's going to have her own kind of TV show. I don't know how that's going to work. I would say the DC's with all of these TV shows like Skull Crew or whatever the heck is coming out with the weird mutants and stuff, they're in peril of doing the exact same thing that Marvel has done, where they've got all these TV shows that you have to watch before you can figure out what's going on in the movies, because that's one of the downfall of it, right? There's just too much content. You don't need to have all of this stuff, all of these TV shows and stuff, right? But we'll see. Margot Robbie's future as Harley Quinn in the DC universe is uncertain, but James Gunn's past comments suggest that it's possible for returning the actress. Well, of course, whenever they do the Crisis of Infinite Earths or whatever in the movies, of course she'll be back. She's so much fun playing that role, and I like the contrast. Like this just goes to prove Margot Robbie's versatility, right? She can play something like I like her version, James Gunn's version of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn in his Suicide Squad movie, much better than the Emancipation of Harley Quinn, that movie. But she can play that kind of dark stuff, and then yeah, she can play Barbie as well. So that's like she's very versatile, one of the best actresses working today, right? So James Gunn confirmed Margot Robbie's planned return. I don't know about that. Gunn revealed that Robbie would return as Harley Quinn, while at the time the director meant the actress would play DC anti-hero in the DCEU. That cannot happen anymore. Yeah, after Lost Kingdom, it's going to be done. So, when could Harley return? She's a likable character. People like her, but it's kind of like I don't know if she's strong enough on her own to carry the film. Like I think Birds of Prey kind of proved that, but she would work great in an ensemble along with like if they did the Gotham City Sirens with like Poison Ivy and stuff, Catwoman, like the three of them, they could carry a film, but you got to make it like good, man. Of course, that's an easy thing. Oh yeah, as long as you make it good, it's fine. I don't know. She's gonna be busy. She's gonna be a busy girl, and of course, yeah. As I said, the character itself is big enough that we can have different iterations, and we're gonna get a different iteration from Lady Gaga next year in Joker 2: Folie à Deux, which I'm really looking forward to. So we'll have to see. Basically, this article doesn't say a whole lot more than what I've just previously spouted. Moving on. They're making a Donald Trump movie with Sebastian Stan. Yes, they are. Is there a release date for this? We'll get to that story. Let's talk about Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx makes first public appearance since experiencing medical issue. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. Really? He was so he's saying that he was on death's door? That's not good. Did we ever figure out what it was? Did he ever disclose it? We all thought it sounded like heart attack or stroke or something. Now, I don't think it was stroke because he didn't seem like he had anything wrong with his face or anything because he was at an award show, right? There he is there. And he seemed to be fine there. So I don't think it was stroke. Um, Dude, medical complication. Maybe it must have been like a mild heart attack or something, right? That's what I'm thinking. I couldn't do that for 6 months. I could actually walk to the stage, and I'm not a clone. It's I'm not a clone, he said. I know a lot of people saying that I was cloned out there. It feels good to be here. I cherish every single minute now. It's different. I wouldn't wish that I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy because it's tough when it's almost over, when you see the tunnel. I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light. It was hot in that tunnel too. I didn't want to know where I was going. S, am I going to the right place? So it sounds like he was almost like he was at the teller getting ready to cash out his chips. So I mean that's scary. And we all wished him good health, and it looks like he pulled through. Um, that's good because he is a good actor. Um, for the Critics' Choice event on Monday. So hopefully he continues to rebound and get back in good health, get back into maybe getting into some work, perhaps. Oh, it seems like it humbled him a little bit, right? Just realizing that mortality, like, hey, we're all only here for a short amount of time. You got to try to make the most of it while you're here. Play your part. Do what you're going to do, right? Margot says Jamie Foxx suffered from a bleed on the brain and was partially paralyzed and temporarily went blind. Oh, okay. So it was a little bit like a stroke kind of thing, right? At least it didn't mess with his speech or anything like that. Because that's what you worry like with the brain injuries and stuff. Man, scary stuff. It's dicey, but it seems like he's on the mend. I.S.S. trailer dropped yesterday. I.S.S. is a rated R film, slated for 2023, it says here, but I don't think so. January 19th, it's saying. So who's in this? Ariana DeBose and Chris Messina. I watched this yesterday, and the trailer looked good. When a World War event occurs on Earth, America and Russia, both nations, secretly contact their astronauts aboard the International Space Station and give them instructions to take over the station by any means necessary. And that plays out in the trailer brilliantly. Yeah, we're in space. Okay, that looks cool. Ariana DeBose, we know, is a good actress. It's got Euron Greyjoy in it. Oh my God, Jesus. That's not good. Is that Justin Long there too? No, that's Messina, right? Looks a little bit like Justin Long there. Yeah, so I like the way that the trailer played out. It was kind of like it showed them all, like the Russians and the Americans working on the space station together, having a fun time. And then all of a sudden they're looking down at Earth and they're just seeing the explosions go off. And that's eerie, man. That would be just horrifying. Just like it's hit the fan, right? And then you think, well, it's just going to be a movie. Well, we're stuck up here. We can't come back down because everything's been irradiated, right? You thought that that's what the main struggle of the movie was going to be about, but then they get orders over their communications. Hey, you know what? We're up here with Russians. We're going to have to take over the space station by any means necessary. And then they all kind of start looking at each other of like, we just had dinner together, but now I'm going to have to take you out by force. So there's a power dynamic there that's very intriguing. So I.S.S., the trailer got me interested. And June 19th is when this comes out in theaters. Ariana DeBose. I'll check this out in a January release. You know, because that old myth of like January and February were the dumping grounds for movies, it still is for a little bit, but hey, the trailer worked for me. I liked it. It got me intrigued. So, what are people saying about it in the comments? This is actually a great idea for a movie for a change. The drama writes itself in. I'm in. Yeah, the drama is there because it's almost kind of like there's two there's a couple of things at stake here. One, you can't get back down to earth because everything seems to be blowing up, but then you've been ordered to fight each other on top of inside the space station where you can't fire guns in there. If you if you puncture the space station, then you're all dead. It's like wow. um, Fascinating idea, man. Who wrote this? Who wrote this movie? Nick Schaffer. Huh. Very intriguing. Yeah. Pilu Asbeck. Yeah. Yeah. He's not one of the bastards. He was one of the Greyjoys, right? He was from the islands in Game of Thrones, right? Yeah, you'll recognize him. You see him. So he's in this movie, and yeah, I would like for them to do the same concept but on Mars and basically do a whodunit murder mystery. Good idea. As long as space is involved, I'm going to give it a watch. So you got all the space fans, all the sci-fi fans. It seems like they're interested. Now, this is an interesting concept. Edit. I just realized that they could be the last humans alive for all they know. Yeah, that's possible too. But you know that there's people down there in their bunkers and fallout shelters and stuff like that. But it's still kind of like, it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Can we go home? Will it be safe? Even if we land down in the ocean, the radiation clouds, like look at them, how massive and expansive that is. Um, it got me intrigued, man. And Ariana DeBose, we know she's an Academy Award. She's an Academy Award winner, right? She won for West Side Story. I know she was nominated. Um, yeah, it looks cool, man. I.S.S. Did you guys check out that trailer? Dropped yesterday. Um, that was pretty cool. All right, guys, if you like this kind of stuff, hey, come join us in the live chat. By all means. Yuki Matsui says Jamie Foxx took the Colby 19 shot. What? Colby? What? Chris Schobert does Donald Trump movie with Sebastian Stan have a guy? We'll get to it, man. We'll get to it. Look at the fallout. Hey, but if you like this stuff, what else can you find here on the channel? Well, we've got movie reviews for Godzilla Minus One. One of the better movies of the year in my book, for sure. Saltburn is in movies theaters right now. So if you want to hear my thoughts on that, go check that out. Napoleon. You want to hear me dunk on Napoleon? It's up there. The Hunger Games is in theaters as well. I had lots of fun with that movie. I did. We're in the midst of watching Survivor. Season 45, guys. Episode 11 goes this week. We will be watching it on Thursday. It's just, I may not be in the morning. It may be in the afternoon. And of course, then a lot of people seem to be tuning into our Hell's Kitchen watch-alongs, doing great numbers for that. We'll be back with episode 10 this week and see who goes home. We're getting close to the Black Jackets, right? We're getting down. I think there's going to be like a run now who's going to be going for the Black Jackets. Of course, we've got a full movie reaction up for The Killer. We've got trailer reactions for House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, right? Season 2. And of course, the new Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire trailers up there. And then we do movie news throughout the week where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines of the day. Our Glass Viking says I.S.S. seems like it could have been adapted from a book in the 70s by Arthur C. Clarke. Or yeah, it's a good trailer. Interesting premise. So I'll be looking out for that in the next month. Let's continue on. Nicolas Cage says he's almost finished movies. What? Nicolas Cage says he's almost finished. 3 or 4 movies left in his tank. Well, we know that he's going to be doing the sequel to Lord of War. We talked about that yesterday. The famously prolific 59-year-old actor says he's eyeing Hollywood Endgame. I've said what I've had to say with cinema. Retiring at such a young age, huh? Well, he doesn't have to do it for the money anymore. Well, I guess he did have to do a lot of those lower budget movies because he was down on the dumps a little bit financially. He was just a little bit financially embarrassed, so he took on some lower movies. But he's back. He's back in full form, I'd say. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was a huge success. Uh, I like Willy's Wonderland. Pig, he's coming back, and he's going to have Lord of War too, as I said. So yeah, he's back in full form. And then I still have to go out and see Dream Scenario. So I may have 3 or 4 movies left in me. The Dream Scenario actor told Vanity Fair, I do feel like I've said what I've had to say with cinema. I think I took film performance as far as I could. I do want to get much more uh, severe and stringent in my selection process. I want to say bye on a high note. Work with Tarantino, man. If they can, like, I hear that Jesse Plemons may be in talks for Tarantino's Critic movie about the final Tarantino, but Nicolas Cage needs to get on that. Tarantino knows that he's a good actor too. Come on, have him in there as like the villain or the antagonist or something. That would be awesome. Okay, Nicolas Cage always brings it, even in the smaller films that people didn't really like uh, Willy's Wonderland, where he doesn't speak a word of dialogue, but he still brings it with all of his body, right? And he talks about like his small cameo in The Flash about like, okay, you're just going to have me for this few seconds, so I'm going to try to portray this one emotion. And of course, they just scanned him and then made him fight a big monster spider, which really he didn't like that, guys. He didn't like that. I do respect Nicolas Cage a lot as an actor. Um, he always finds an angle about something. He always tries to work things in, and he understands the craft. I admire him. So he's got 3 or 4 movies left apparently, but he would be willing to try out TV. Really? Wow. Whether Cage actually sticks to this plan remains to be seen. Cage told THR that he quickly gets restless in between projects and is a better man when he's working. Quote, I'm a better man when I'm working because I don't want to be that guy that's just sitting by the pool getting bombed on Mai Tais and Dom Perignon. Well, that too. If he's got a problem a little bit with that the bottle, then yeah. Idle hands, right? I've been that guy in between jobs, and it's only fun for maybe 2 days, and then you're like, I got to get healthy. Yeah, but he's no. I don't think he's got a problem with that. He hangs around with people that do sometimes. Like there's that clip of him with the singer from what was it, Poison or something, and the singer from Poison was like really going off the handle, and then Nicolas Cage was like, no, man, you don't want to do this kind of thing, right? Um, Yeah, he's a good dude. He really is. So if it's going to be the final one for him, uh, that sucks. But hopefully, hopefully he'll find something. All right. Thought I had another gun one. Yeah, there was one up here on Joe Blow that says he may go do some TV shows, which would be good because you know what, Netflix stuff. If he worked with like Mike Flanagan next, that would be awesome. Like the guy who did Hill House, Blind Manor, and if you haven't watched um, The Fall of House of Usher this year on Netflix, guys, we did like if he could work with talented people like that, that would be awesome. I don't know if he would fit into like House of the Dragon or anything like that, but there are big shows out there that do carry a lot of weight. That yeah, that would be cool to see him get uh, tied into that. I don't mean like TV shows that go on like sitcoms or anything like that. I don't mean that kind of work. Work where you still get to work and craft scenes with other actors and stuff like that. Um, that would be kind of cool to see him stretch like that. Because I always say there's more than just 3 types of acting, which people think that there are. Like there's stage acting, there's theater acting, like that kind of acting, and then there's like TV and movies. No, but no, there's more types of acting than just that, guys. There's voice acting. There's performance capture acting. There's like, despite what people think about dancing and stuff like that, that's also kind of you're out there giving a performance and stuff like that too, right? So there's much more different avenues for performances that can be done. And then of course there's short movies. I would like to see him maybe take a crack at doing some shorts too. Why not? Right? He's just that kind of guy that's got that versatility that can do all of this stuff, and he's proven it with his long resume throughout his career. So uh, who knows? We'll have to see. But I just thought that was kind of an interesting story to pull. All right, where are we at? All right, we're getting close to the one story that seems to be itching out there. I'm just trying to make sure I got my tabs here all in order. I don't think I do. All right, here we go. We're back with Knives Out 3. What's going on with that? Rian Johnson says that he's working on the sequel. Paul Giamatti wants to work with Rian Johnson. Well, imagine if Nicolas Cage worked with Rian Johnson in Knives Out 3, right? Paul Giamatti, the holdovers this year, one of his better performances for sure. Just don't look at his eye and which one of his eyes is going to be the lazy eye. That's what I say. But Knives Out is by far Rian Johnson's best work, like that trilogy. I happen to think that Glass Onion's better than Knives Out. So, hey, he just wants talented people working with him, and that's cool. Um, Speaking with Josh Horowitz, Happy Sad Confused podcast, Giamatti expressed his desire to make a murder mystery movie. More specifically, he mentioned that he wants to work with Rian Johnson. Well, there's that, and you know what else is out there? Apparently, that Clue movie with Ryan Reynolds is supposed to still be somewhat in the works up there. I don't know if that's going to ever happen or not, but you could see maybe him as a Professor Plum or something. Why not? Rian Johnson is currently working on Knives Out 3. Yeah, he's working on the script. Um, what we know about those movies is that he likes to bring in like stellar casts, right? Like it's the pantheon of like the wow, I can't believe all of these really cool, talented people are involved with this film, right? And Paul Giamatti is definitely one of those big talented people. That'd be kind of cool. He told the Wrap, Johnson said that the script is coming along in October 2023. I obviously couldn't work on it during the strike, and now that it's over, I'm driving it full force, and so it's coming along. I've got the premise, and I've got the setting, and I've got what the movie is in my head. It's just a matter of writing the damn thing. So he's currently finishing the script if he's back working on it now. Giamatti could actually be a better fit as a butler who did it. Who knows? But yeah, he's just got that versatility, man. He can do like the smaller dramas, like the holdovers, but then he's also really good in the big, huge blockbusters like San Andreas, right? And I, I liked him as the Rhino. I know that people were like, "Eesh, what's with that accent?" But I thought that he pulled it off. He pulled it off well. Let's move on to Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, I had to play Satan. Where's that Shatan? Are they making a movie about the hockey player Miroslav Shatan? He played for the Buffalo Sabres, didn't he? No, I think they mean the guy with the hooves for feet, right? So Johnny Depp eyed to play Satan in new Terry Gilliam movie. Well, we know that Terry Gilliam likes to make those weird abstract kind of like, I guess, experiences, right? Variety reported the new information that Gilliam revealed while attending the Red Sea Film Festival, while describing the general plot of The Carnival at the End of Days, his upcoming comedy movie. Comedy? Really? The filmmaker casually stated he'd like Johnny Depp to play the role of the devil and later told the outlet that he feels confident about it. Well, Johnny Depp, he made that what's that movie about Louis? Uh, DeBerry, right? A period piece where he plays like King Louis the 16th or something like that. There was a French movie. He's slowly starting to make a comeback. It's going to take a little bit of time for the public to be like, oh, okay, it's Johnny Depp. Um, yeah, he'll be back. So who's writing Carnival at the End of Days? Brett Bailey. A funny movie, right? Huh, I don't know about that. An adventure comedy film famously took nearly 3 decades. Yeah. Do you see Johnny Depp playing Satan? Well, if it's kind of like Robert De Niro in you know in that movie where he played Lou Louis Cipher, right? If they're doing like that kind of angle, maybe I could see that. I don't think he'd be playing the outright guy with the horns and stuff like that. Uh, I don't know. Johnny Depp's got the versatility. Of course, you know that he could play it. He transforms into his roles. We'll have to wait and see. But talking about Satan, Donald Trump is being, there's going to be a movie about Donald Trump, the Antichrist. No? Yes? Yes? James, you just lost most of your audience saying that. Thumbs down, everybody. No, I don't know. All right, so they are making a movie about Donald Trump. Let's talk about it. First look at Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump in Ali Abbasi's The Apprentice. So this will be an earlier film about his days, I guess, before making The Apprentice, which explores Donald Trump's real estate efforts during the 1970s and 1980s. So it won't be about The Apprentice show. Okay, so it's about his real estate efforts. Now we got our first image, so we might as well take a look at it. So there it is. What do you guys think about that? Looks like he's eating a sandwich there. I don't buy that. Maybe this was before he thought that everybody was like trying to poison him or something. I don't know. Sebastian Stan, guys, he's a competent actor. I still need to see Fresh, because Fresh was that horror movie where he eats people, right? I don't know if he's got that ability to transform yet. He doesn't look like him. He doesn't look like him. But whatever. I don't know if people will be watching it for that. So, this movie, The Apprentice, is going to have Maria Bakalova as Ivana Trump. Ivana, right, is one of his wives. Was that his first wife or something? Roy Cohn is Jeremy Strong. No release date said there. The original report had the movie's plot. The Apprentice will examine Trump's efforts to build his real estate business into New York in the 1970s and 80s, also digging into his relationship with his infamous attorney Roy Cohn, in a mentor-protege story that charts the origins of a major American dynasty. So I'm guessing it'll look at him on a positive light. It looks like that's what's going to... It's just weird, man. Because he doesn't look like him. And as I said, I don't know if Sebastian Stan's somebody of that clout that could carry that convincingly, right? I mean, it's a fascinating part of his life. Like, this is when he said that he was building up his... He did. Like, Trump's name was all over everything, right? I hope they go for more of the angle of him playing, like his tapping into his strengths as a marketer kind of thing, right? Oh, this is how we can sell this. This is what we can do to make that. Like, that'll be interesting stuff. They don't have to go in and plant seeds for later on when he wanted to turn into politics, but maybe plant the seeds for that somewhere in there. It could be interesting, but you know it's going to be hard to, like, this is a subject matter. He's a person where you're not going to make everybody happy, right? It's going to be like there'll be the Trump fanatics out there that'll be like, oh yes, this is his rise to power. He's so great. So if they do say something in there that doesn't look good for them, they'll be like, oh no, this is just a complete farce. This is a lie, right? He's got to be like their big hero kind of thing. So there's that audience. Then there's the also audience where I'll be like more interested to see, well, is this going to be like um, showing his narcissism kind of thing? And then there'll be people out there to be like, "Ooh, I want you to make this case of, this that he's really toxic from the beginning." There'll be that people out there. You're not going to satisfy everybody with him, right? Because he's such a polarizing character. I'm just looking at the picture, Sebastian Stan. I don't buy it. We'll have to wait to see it in motion, perhaps. Um, 600 replies. Let's see what this. Some of these replies could be risky to look at, so I'm gonna look at it. No, it didn't pull up. It's not about the impersonations, though. See, to impersonate Trump on the big screen when TikTokers have mastered it. Yeah, and yeah, look at Sebastian stand there with the ripped abs. Seriously, Trump was never, ever in that kind of shape, ever in his entire life. Maybe his 5 or 6 year old, but no. Call in the S. So you got a bunch of people already making the Winter Soldier jokes. Yeah, this is nuts. Explained to me as a Democrat. Then, of course, then you got the political people in the States that'll be kind of like wanting that political message woven into it. And we don't know if that's what they're going for. It seems like it's more about the business side of things. Maria Bakalova, uh, we know, is a good actress playing Ivana. Again, as I said, I don't think she's a good actress. She doesn't look like her, right? So she was the mother of Ivanka, right? And was it Don Jr.? Eric? I don't know. The Apprentice, Jeremy Strong. Popularity is going up, so people are wanting to check this out. Um, it's just, yeah, this is going to be a tough audience to sell. It is. It's going to have a rough road. It will make money. It's just, it's also kind of the movie where people will be fighting each other in the theater if it doesn't live up to certain expectations. It'll be kind of like, I don't envy the people. There's going to be, like, this won't be the only movie made about Donald Trump. There will be movies made, like, I'm sure that Oliver Stone out there has probably got some kind of a treatment for his rise politically, right? That he'll want to tell. There's going to be movies like that will come out. And there'll be movies that, like, the inclination will be like, well, and it's not all going to be painting him in the best of lights. There'll be movies from both sides portraying Trump. One is kind of like the Antichrist, and one will be like the savior of everything on earth, kind of thing. There'll be movies on both sides, and we'll wait through it accordingly as movie fans as those movies come out, right? But it looks like this one will be the first one to take a crack at the whip, and maybe this is just the one to test the waters, right? Because they're not going to get into the political stuff right away, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right. And as more information comes out about that, guys, we will explore it. But there's the image. You buy it. We'll have to wait for the trailer to see. Maybe to see it in motion, right? All right. Let's talk about some more movie news headlines here on Mirror Domains. Argyle says, I don't think I will get past the trailers for the Trump movie. I think I will have seen enough by then. Well, there's that audience too. Especially if he goes to jail, then people will be kind of like, we're capitalizing on it. Well, of course, people are capitalize on it, but it would be kind of like, it'd be just kind of like, yeah, it's hard to describe, right? um, yeah. Arglass says Johnny Depp as Satan would be a blast, probably be better than Al Pacino's performance. Well, yeah, and Al Pacino played Um, Lucifer there, right? And Devil's Advocate, which we did watch here. Unfortunately, YouTube got that, gutted it. I feel bad about that. Anyway, next. Let's talk about May, December. Is May, December based on a true story? Of course, we just reviewed that movie. That's up on the channel right now as well. And Netflix just added this movie. And I gotta tell you this. I've been thinking about this movie. On the initial reactions, it didn't hit exactly all the beats that I wanted it to, but it does address them. It just doesn't address them in the best of ways, right? So the audience score is going down a bit now, right? 92% by critics, 79% by the audience. It's tough subject matter, just like the way that a Trump movie would be. It's tough because this lady, she got in an affair with a 7th grader, the lady that Julianne Moore's portraying, right? And I think they do satisfy that in hindsight that she's a manipulator. There's multiple scenes in the movie where they quite establish that she's like one of those emotional manipulators. And Julianne Moore does a great job with it. Like, I'm just thinking of what the performance is. I hope Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman get nominated, as well as Chris Melton or whatever, who played the young guy. Like, the performances in it are good. But was it based on a true story? Loosely, right? What was there? I don't want to pronounce these people's names. Mary Kay Letourneau was in elementary school in Washington. I guess had an affair with it. Yeah, guys, it's gross behavior. It's criminal behavior, and I think it goes against our nature as human beings. I really think it does. That's the way I stand on it. Like, there's no chance in I would ever, like, yes, when I remember in going up through school and stuff, like, yeah, you get a crush on a teacher, but you never thought it would never, like, you would never act on it. The teacher would never, ever, like, you make corny things like love letters or something like that, but you never, and that's what the movie does, explore things like that. But just to let you know that that's what the subject matter was, and they do address those things. Like, they do. I think they do make a pretty affirmative or statement about her not being a good character. But yeah, it's loosely based on some real life experiences. That's what I think so, because it has happened. But May December is really, it was like two movies really. There's that story with the fallout of what happened with their relationship, but then there's like this actress trying to study her. This uh, she's very like obsessed about trying to figure out what makes her, what made her do that kind of stuff, right? And then it's eerie when she's like trying to copy her and stuff like that. It's like maybe maybe I need to rethink my stance on what my rating was, because yeah, it's a tough watch. I'll grant you that it's tough. It's a bit dry, but I wanted to come back and revisit that. Yeah, what was it based on? Yeah, this article doesn't really do a good job of explaining it, but it loosely was. All right, guys, I got a whole bunch of other movie news stories that we got to get through here. So we'll go through some hit or miss. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, we'll move on. Um, this is running on a number of trades here. Netflix cancels serial killer satire from director Adam McKay, starring Robert Pattinson and Robert Downey Jr. You got those two actors on board, and it's going to get canceled? And Amy Adams was going to be in it. Wow. We're set to lead Adam McKay's serial killer comedy, Average Height, Average Build. But I guess it's being canceled. has been canceled by Netflix following Adam McKay's exit. Okay, so McKay stepped down from the project to pursue a climate change related project, leaving no plan to find a replacement to move forward with the film. Despite the cancellation, the talented cast members, including Pattinson and Downey, have uh, have other highly anticipated projects lined up, such as Batman Part 2, right? Yeah, of course. And Downey, he'll always be fine. He's gonna be riding the high of Oppenheimer for a bit. It just sucks because, as I said, this is gonna be all over the trade. I know that a lot of people like Adam McKay. I'm hit or miss with him. I know a lot of people like The Big Short, like that style of trying to have like a cross up between a documentary and like a traditional kind of uh, story movie tied into it. Uh, it works in small doses for me. Don't Look Up was kind of like, okay, wait a minute. He did Don't Look Up, right? So now he wants to go back to climate change? Wasn't like Don't Look Up was an allegory for that, right? Yeah. And he did Vice. No, I don't like Vice. Um, Climate change movie. I understand. Yeah, the climate is changing, and it is human based. Despite what some people say, the science doesn't prove it. Yeah, there's lots of scientific evidence out there, guys. Again, going back to the political narratives in movies, Madam, it seems to be that's what Adam McKay wants to drive into. I wanted to see him maybe change his pace and go back to something a little bit more traditional. But I guess if he's not going to be in it, then Netflix doesn't want to be part of it, and we're not going to see that. Next, Cruel Intention series finally a go at Amazon. I want to watch this movie with you guys. I just haven't been able to find which platform it's on. Maybe it's on Amazon, James. It's a saucy film. It's spicy, right? That kissing scene, like if you Google it, and it's kind of like Selma Blair, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And when I do that, I want you to massage my tongue with yours.
Yeah.
And that's what first base is.
Yeah, everybody remembers that scene. It's based on that old Valmont storyline that we had two iterations of in the 80s, right? We had Valmont with Colin Firth, Annette Bening, Meg Tilly. I actually prefer that version, and then the more traditional Hollywood version was Dangerous Liaisons, Glenn Close, John Malkovich, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Keanu Reeves. This was kind of like the big showy version of the story. I prefer the Colin Firth version. Show him into the salon. But I actually really do like the Cruel Intentions take on it. The update of it, of kind of like in modern times, and it's actually I think it's Ryan Phillippe's best work. Um, and I like how they all became friends and stayed friends, right? Anyway, they tried it before. They were going to do a series before, and Sarah Michelle Gellar was going to be attached to it, but she stepped out of it after the pilot was shot and said that, guys, it's gritty. It's edgy, right? Because as I said, there's like it's dealing with sexual stuff. People coming of age, and then you've got these rich people that are like taking advantage of all of that kind of stuff, and it's like, yeah. If you try to dial that back for TV, it just doesn't work. So that's why Sarah Michelle Gellar stepped out of that first go at it. But it looks like we got a final go ahead with this for Amazon. And yeah, Cruel Intention TV series with Sarah Catherine Hook, Zach Burgess, and Savannah Lee Smith leading the cast. So if it's going to be a series, this is a kind of a series, though, that would have to be a one-time thing, kind of like WandaVision. It's kind of like there's some very definitive things that happens with the characters in that story that if you try to milk it over 2 or 3 seasons, then you're going to lose some of the weight and impact of certain things, then events that will have to happen if you know the Valmont story, right? If you know what happens in Cruel Intentions. Um, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I think that's probably some of her best work too, because at one point you like her, and then the other point you're just kind of like, oh, she's evil. And Sarah, she did a great job with that. Selma Blair was in that. Joshua Jackson, Reese Witherspoon, Christine Baranski. Yeah, there's a big cast, man. And I would love to watch this one along with you guys. Oh yeah, Tara Reid was like a cameo in the beginning of that. I forgot. Chris O'Connell. Um, we've done Reese Witherspoon movies here before, so I could see that happening if I can track down a copy, maybe over the Christmas break or something. If I can find a copy of that, and I have the VHS copy, but we can't watch that. The grain would be too much. I'll have to figure out which streaming service that's on, because it's a movie from my youth, and I'm the same age as these people, so it's kind of like, yeah. So a TV series of that will be interesting. Has been in development for 2 years. The 8-episode series will serve as an update to the movie. An update to the movie? What? Which itself is based on the classic French novel Liaison Dangereuse, set at a prestigious university in Washington. The series from, okay, so we got writers from I Know What You Did Last Summer? Huh. Will roll out next year. From the 90s cult classic film to the 18th century novel. So it'll be a follow up to the movie. Maybe it'll be like their children or something that have to do battle or something. I don't know. Maybe that'll leave the door open for Sarah Michelle Gellar to come have a cameo. Maybe even Selma Blair. That would be cool. Although she's been she stepped back from it due to her. She's got MS. Is that what Selma has? She's a trooper, though. She's fighting it. Sarah Catherine Hook, Zach Bridges, Savannah Lee Smith, Sarah Silva, a bunch of people that I don't know, and Sean Patrick Thomas. Thomas also appeared in the 1999 movie, but is playing a different character. Claire Forlani? Wow, we haven't seen her in a hot minute, have we? What's Claire been up to? 51? So she's a little bit older than, well, much older than me, but whatever. Has she been working? Domina? So she has been working on TV stuff. Black Beauty, Departure. She's got some upcoming stuff. Cruel Intentions TV series. Twilight of the Mallrats. So is that Mallrats 2? She can be in that? I don't know what's going on with Kevin Smith. He's been doing his He-Man stuff. But Cruel Intentions, Amazon, supposed to be next year, guys. A follow-up to the movie, huh? So it's not going to be going over the same events. Well, then they could leave the door open for sequel stuff. More than one season. But it looks like it's going to be 8 episodes for the first season. And it'll serve as an update to the movie. Fascinating. Ah. Next. What do we got? Is that it? No. Some Blu-ray updates, some 4K stuff. Darkman. This is another movie I want to watch with you guys too. Sam Raimi's Darkman getting limited edition 4K steelbook. That looks awesome. I want that. I'm going to acquire that for sure. Because as I said, I'm going to get a 4K TV soon, so I need. It's just a necessary thing, right? We're all going to get 4K TVs at some point, and I like Darkman a lot. So we'll have a normal Blu-ray with slipcover, limited edition rolled poster, original theatrical artwork, a collectible Darkman hard enamel pin. So some interesting stuff. Some retro lobby cards. 500 units. Only 500 units. I'm guessing they're probably all sold out then. Bummer, man. Bummer. I'll have to keep my eye out for that. 4K release of The Fugitive. The Fugitive, huh? Glorious update for the 90s classic. It is. It's that movie moves so quick. The pacing of that is fantastic. Yeah, it's ridiculous that he steals an ambulance just to have that big action sequence of him jumping off the dam, but I mean everything else. And it's ridiculous that his friend who turns against him at the end there helps him out. When you hear things about The Fugitive, how that movie came all together, like the script wasn't all completely done as they were shooting scenes, and Harrison was notorious for ad-libbing stuff. So was Tommy Lee Jones. But it all came together, and it's a great movie in my opinion. I have lots of fun with it. I'd like to watch that one, and I would get the 4K of that for sure. Chris, you're still in the live chat there, right? You get a lot of these Blu-rays and 4K stuff, right? Is that something that you would get? The Fugitive or maybe Darkman? That'll be kind of cool. All right. Yeah. Glass says, I don't think I will get past the trailers for the Trump movie. I think I will have seen enough by then. Yeah. There's people like that too. That's what I mean. Like if he gets arrested, then people will be kind of like, I'm tapped out of that kind of stuff. Right. Will he be checking out the Donald Trump movie? Chris Schubert asks with Sebastian Stan. It depends. We don't even know if it's going to be a theatrical release. It could be something that'll come out just on Hulu or something. I feel like they're intending it to be a theatrical release. Yeah, they made 3 movies from that series, 8 for the 8 episodes, James. Oh. All right. Did I not read that article properly? Did I miss something in there? I don't think I did. We are excited to get to work together to continue the legacy of Cruel Intentions, a film that remains beloved by many. It does. I have that big poster too. I have the original poster. Maybe I should hang that up. I like that poster. All right. Guys, that's pretty much all I got in the can. Let's go over to the Twitterverse and see if I missed anything. Maybe a new trailer dropped or something. Now, as I said yesterday, guys, tomorrow's show will probably be in the afternoon because I'll be busy in the morning. And that could be the way that it'll be going the way of the dodo. Maybe the 10:30 a.m. It's definitely going to probably going the way of the dodo. We'll be going to afternoon shows, probably, for the short time coming soon. Margot Robbie tells Cillian Murphy how she made on a Wednesdays we wear pink rule on Barbie set. Do you mean that reference from Mean Girls, Cillian Murphy? I had forgotten that reference. Oh, did they do an Actors on Actors? I think, yeah, you heard that, right? Look at the shine on. God, for God's sakes, Margot Robbie. Whew. Even in black and white, just absolutely stunning. One of my favorite actresses. She's in the top 10 for sure. Margot Robbie recalls her role of producer Oppenheimer, who called her to suggest Barbie. Yeah. Yes, I would get those 4K, Chris says, because those look pretty interesting. Slipcovers, yeah, they do. Whoops. Or did I already close? I closed the one for Fugitive. But the Darkman one, that looks impressive. It's a shame that there are only 500 of them being pressed. All right, guys, we are running a little bit over time, and I got to get out to do. I got to go down to Toys R Us later on to look for gifts for the for my niece and nephew and stuff. Coleman Domingo and Jacob Elordi. Jacob Elordi, though, I don't know if you want to hear him talk about stuff. He's been kind of putting his foot in his mouth And yes, I know he's in Saltburn and Priscilla, which was good. Like, he did good work. Maybe he'll try to smooth those things over. Bradley Cooper and Emma Stone, that'll be a good one to watch. My Emily Blunt. Anne Hathaway. Hey, you know, she's one of my favorite Catwomen. That'll be a cool one to watch. Halle Bailey and Rachel Zegler. Two Disney princesses, Ariel and Snow White. I'm definitely going to watch the Margot Robbie and Cillian Murphy one, though. Maybe I'll listen to it while I'm out on my walk, if it's out. Billie Eilish is nominated for Best Supporting Performance in New Scripted Series for Swarm. Oh yeah, I forgot she acted in that small little thing. Well, hey, you know what? She directs a lot of her music videos too, right? She's a talented individual. Billie Eilish, lots of talent there. Ben Whishaw, Best Supporting Performance for Passages. Martin Scorsese, now available on digitals. Killers of the Flower Moon. Have fun with that one, guys. James, I thought you liked the film. I did, but it was kind of like it's a tough watch for me. All right. Indie Spirit Awards Best Lead Performances nominees. Anne Hathaway for Eileen. Yeah, Eileen is on my must-see list. That's that Thomas and Mackenzie one, right? Where she tries to mentor Thomas and Mackenzie to do ruthless things, is a polite way of saying it. Charles Melton. Charles, sorry, not, what did I call him? Chuck? Charles, nominated for Best Supporting for, well, this is just nominations. I don't really need to see nomination stuff. Natalie Portman, nominated. Yeah. I just want to see if there's anything breaking here, guys. New look at Marissa Abella as Amy Winehouse. And that one's going to be a tough watch for people too, right? Wow, she really looks like her, right? New look at Marissa Abella. Again, somebody who had massive talent and is burnt out too early. Like, yeah, like, profile-wise, she looks like her, but straight on, not so much. She's got that profile look right down. New poster for The Zone of Interest. Yeah, there's a trailer out for that too, Zone of Interest. I watched it this morning. It's like a A24. It's about like World War II Nazis or something like that, right? I think. Zone of Interest, and they try to protect some people from the Gestapo, isn't it? Hugh Grant said he hated filming Wonka due to the motion capture. It was like a crown of thorns, very uncomfortable. I couldn't have hated the whole thing more. Well, yeah, some people are like that. You know, wearing the motion capture stuff, it's not that comfortable. I'm not going to use, I don't think I could find, I don't know why this came, like Kate Blanchett here. You wear the suit with the marker, like Mark Ruffalo knows this too, right? And then you got this thing on your head. I guess that's what he's complaining about. I'm sure we're going to get behind the scenes footage of him wearing all this stuff. But I went down a rabbit hole the other day looking at the Kate Blanchett's work on Thor Ragnarok. And some of those motion capture suits, yeah, I could totally understand. Because that's not his body or anything, right? It's just his head slapped on it. I don't know. Or is his body CG? I don't know. Pablo Larraín's Maria, Angelina Jolie has wrapped. Good to see her working too. Greg Kilgan shares a new photo from the set of Saltburn. He's in the tub there. Oh yeah, the tub scene. There's a couple of tub scenes in there that make you go, ugh. And there's definitely a grave scene. a graveyard scene that'll make you go, what am I watching here, guys? Oh, is this going on? He's still going at it? And it just goes on like that. Yeah, there's going to be some very, very uncomfortable moments watching Saltburn for people. But Kyogen does a great job with it. Oh, there's another look at Trump. Sebastian Stan as Trump. Yeah, guys, no. Whoops. Sorry about Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett's ass there. Sorry. I know there's going to, Trump would like to think that he's got the chiseled jawline and the ripped abs like Sebastian Stan. So, I don't know, maybe they're appealing to that, his vanity. Like, if you look at that and you say, well, who is this person? And it would take you 1,000 years to guess that that's supposed to be Donald Trump. Mason Gooding. Wonka has debuted with 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that opens up, not this weekend, guys. Next week is when Wonka opens up. And I'll be checking it out. Oppenheimer, Best Ensemble. God, Emily Blunt is just... and I do think that Cillian Murphy and Robert Downey Jr. will be Oscar nominated for that. And I actually like Florence Pugh in that movie too. Matt Damon also did a good job. Like, overall, great cast. Taylor Russell. Andrew Garfield at London Fashion Awards. See, now that's how you have a... His tux fits. Who was wearing the bad tux the other day? It was Leo. Leo had the... where his jacket was just like too baggy. And see, now that looks like it's properly cut. Looking sharp. Anne Hathaway. Good actress. Great actress. Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler. Adam McKay's movie canceled. Yeah, we knew that. Savannah Lee Smith is going to star in Cruel Intentions series. Yeah, we know that. Greta Gerwig is now available on Max, December 15th. Not now available, James. It's going to be available on December 15th. New poster for The Color Purple. This is one that I'm not really... I don't know if I'm going to go ever see Color Purple in the theater, guys. Musicals are not... typically not my bag. Paul Giamatti and Jeffrey Wright. Best Actor. Yeah, they tied, right? Poor Things opens up this weekend. I'll be watching that for sure if it's playing near me. I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble or Walmart today to see if the Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny is on 4K or Blu-ray. Well, cool, man. Hopefully they do. All right, guys. So it's just a bunch of award stuff. Oh, what's this? Percy Jackson character posters. That comes out December 20th. Annabeth Grover. We may do full live watch-alongs for that. We may. It depends. It depends if it all drops at once or not. If it's a weekly thing, then I might wait till it's all done. I don't know. All right. So that's it. We're done. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I know I'm going way over time. I got to go out and do a whole bunch of stuff this afternoon, but I'll be back. I'm going to try to do some shorts today, maybe. Yeah. All right, guys. See you tomorrow for some more movie news headline stuff. It'll be in the afternoon, as I said. So we'll see how the schedule plays out throughout the rest of the week. See you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching Mirror Domains.